by June maybe or something. I mean, so, I don't
Yeah.
really have any questions currently, I guess.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. I always like to ask that first
Okay,
because it's important to me. If you have questions, let's answer those
yeah,
before I start introducing other stuff to get you more confused.
okay.
Okay. Kaylee, I see that you're on now.
Hi.
Do you have any questions or should we just dive in?
Dive in.
I think you said dive in, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, perfect. Well, I got some new questions to get us started today. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of go through this stuff and then we'll expound on whatever you guys don't understand, and that's fine.
Okay.
Kaylee, if you can't see on there, just let me know.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just got home, so I'm just like trying to get everything together quick. So I'll probably miss the first question.
no, we just got started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're good. Okay. So we're gonna start with this. Sam Seller must walk away with at least $70,000 from the sale of his house. If he assumes that his cost will be 7% of the sales price, what is the minimum sales price Sam should accept? You guys have an idea of how to do that one?
Can you read that one more time?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like getting everything together.
No, you're good. Sam must walk away with at least $70,000 from the sale of his house. If he assumes that his costs will be 7% of the sales price, what is the minimum sales price Sam should accept? So. I'll show you how I would figure this out and then how they tell you to. Because it's both are a little bit different paths, but you get to the same place. Okay. Yeah, no, we'll do theirs first. So what they're telling us is we need to know the percentage to the seller, which is 100% minus the percentage costs. Does that make sense to everybody? So this would be percentage of seller. That would be what is going to the seller. So how much he's gonna walk away with, his total net.
Oh, that's the 70,000.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. 100% is the sales price. Minus the cost, that would be his 7%, the cost of selling.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So let's plug in what we know. Okay, we know that he needs, so this is what the total is what we're trying to figure out, right? Let's just write X. Okay. Oh, sorry. We want to figure out what 100% is. That's what we're trying to figure out. My bad. So the total we know is 70,000. X minus 7%. Okay, because we're trying to figure out what the sales price is. Kaylee, can you see that?
That's what I was just trying to mess with right now. If you could
Okay.
just move more over to your left when you do like the next problem, it was like perfect how you like had it angled. If you just wanted to go,
Does that work for you?
yeah, it's cool right now.
Oh, okay. Let me know. Okay,
Oh, did what's his name leave?
Darren,
Yeah.
he's here in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at this, from here, what is it gonna take to figure out what this is?
Whatever you,
Are you guessing and checking?
I was like off the top of my head trying to figure out the calculator, but I'm kind of like,
That's okay.
um. So it's gonna cost him 7%.
Mhm,
So he needs, and X is what he needs to sell his house for.
correct. So we need to solve for X, means we have to get X on its own side.
yep,
So that turns this whole problem into plus 7%. That's math we can do, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so what is, what's an easy way to get 7% of 70,000?
just times it, so.
Mhm.
That's 74,900.
They're doing it a little bit different. I don't like the way that they're doing it, so I'm not teaching you that way. Okay, hold on. I think their math on this page is actually wrong. Bear with me here. Okay. Yeah, this is stupid. Okay, so yeah. That's exactly what it would end up being, it's 74.9.
Okay,
Yep,
he took that times 7%.
nope, he just added, so what he did was he took 70,000
Yeah,
and found out what 7% of that would be.
he took 70,000.
Now, the way that they want you to do it is they know that the percentage cost is 7%. So they want you to take 100,000 minus the 7, which gets you 93.
okay,
Then
that's-
take the 70,000 divided by 93%, which
okay.
gets you a different number.
Yeah.
That's not, no,
Seems good.
that's not how that works.
Oh, dude.
So I'm gonna teach you the right way. And I'm deciding my way is the right way. Because I've been in the business.
Yeah,
Test is all multiple choice, right? Like you don't have to show how you did it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So if you got close and you're like, well, that's weird. Plug them in, guess and check. That's okay.
Yeah.
There's only going to be 4 options.
Okay,
So even if you're like, I don't freaking know.
yeah. So it's not like math class at school where they want you to show us.
No, not at all. I mean, honestly, from this question, we know that it has to be above $70,000, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if there's at least 2 answers, let's say there's one answer below 70. There's like a 75-ish, 76-ish, and a 79-ish. Which 2 can you absolutely know for certain aren't it? Without knowing the math, you know that it can't be the 69
Yeah,
because it has to be above 70.
yeah,
And then it's under 7%. Well, so it's probably not almost $10,000 over.
yeah,
Okay, so that's probably not it. So at least you're getting close to 70, 74, 75, whatever I said, I don't remember.
okay.
So
That makes
Right.
sense.
kind of just using rough ideas of what it should be can help you get 1 or 2 answers off the board right away. And then at that point, a coin flip is a lot better chances than 4,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
hey, Ken,
So, yeah,
next problem, can you turn your phone back the way you had it and do it right in front? Perfect, there you go.
okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. We're gonna go over here. Excuse me. My goodness, my other phone, I got two phones tonight. My other one's going crazy. We're not gonna do this stuff. Okay. We're gonna go here. All right. So we're gonna do these practice problems. We're gonna do two ways. The first way, or the first, I'm gonna read it through. And then I'm gonna read it through again, and you guys are gonna tell me what information I need to write down. What's important, okay? So these are practice questions. I also have the hiccups because I like scarfed down a sandwich. So bear with me. Okay. A homeowner owes $131,624,000.33 on his mortgage loan. The PITI payment is $1,208.33, of which $170 is allocated to T&I. Assuming his interest rate is 7.5%, what will the outstanding loan balance after the next monthly payment?
What was the TIN number?
T&I number, 170.
And then what was the first initial number?
$131,624.33.
And the 131 would be the.
That's what he owes.
would be a-
Yep. Okay. So looking at the board, what do I need to write down? A homeowner owes $131,624 on his mortgage loan. Do I need to write that down?
Yes,
Okay. Why is that important?
because that's his mortgage loan. Did you just say mortgage loan?
Yep.
Yeah.
But why is that important for this question?
What was the question again?
Yeah. The question is, what will the outstanding loan balance be after the next monthly payment?
Okay, that's important because minus whatever the principal is off.
Yes.
So the interest,
Perfect. What?
so would that be the interest rate? We need
What
to
about
write
the
down,
interest rate? It's asking what the balance would be.
Oh.
Yep. That's the question. So do I need to know what the PITI payment is?
what does that stand for?
You tell me.
A money pay house.
What were you asking?
Pity. What does PITI stand for?
Oh, what is that, principal and interest?
Principal, interest, taxes, and something else. I can't remember the last one. But yep, it's just the principal, interest, and taxes.
Okay.
So it's your entire payment.
Yep.
So when everybody says, oh, my mortgage payment is, let's say, $1,500, that's not just the interest, that's not just the actual mortgage payment, that's everything wrapped together.
Okay.
Okay, because most people don't understand that
Yeah,
there's a difference, that different money out of that 1,500 goes to different pieces. Okay, so do we need to know that number?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do we need to know the T&I number?
Yeah,
Why?
because we'd have to take that out of the, well, yeah, the payment.
Mm-hmm. And what about his interest? Do we need to know that?
Yeah, we need to figure out how much goes to interest.
Okay. Do you think you can walk me through it?
I'm sick.
Are you actually sick, Kaylee?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. That
So
sucks.
I know we minus the T&I from payment.
Okay, let's do that first. So 128. What is that?
just 170. 1,038.33.
Yep, that's a,
Perfect. And you said, what, 33 cents?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because we're not, yeah, tenly. Okay, what else do we need to do?
So then after that percent, do we need do
To
we
move-
need to know like how many days are left in the month or
oh gosh,
Mm-mm.
you don't?
That's for closings.
Okay.
Yep, but you're on the right track. There is something, our next thing is to do with interest.
we gotta,
Do we need to find out maybe how much interest he's paying over the course of the year?
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
how do I do that?
you two,
that's where I'm drawing a blank, but would you 7.5% of the mortgage
Bingo.
divided by
Yep,
12?
33, you're actually gonna multiply it. That, okay? So this is P&I per month. What's his insurance, what's his interest rate payments per, over the course of the year?
9,871
yeah,
cents.
Always round the last penny up,
Okay, up no matter what. Okay,
unless it's like a 1, then it might just drop off, but typically round it up,
okay.
just be on the safe side. So that's his interest per the year. How do I find out per month?
Divided by 12,
Okay,
and then that's $822.66.
okay, well, they said 65, so I'm just, yes, I see what you're doing. I'm just copying them, so it's exact. On here, per month, okay. So this is this is the number we needed to get to. Okay, because we're dealing with what's the next, on his next month, what's the balance? So we need to know by month, not by year. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's our next step? We're talking about just balance. Is mortgage balance. We don't want to know about interest. We don't want to know about anything else.
Yeah, so now we're gonna take the principal and interest a month and minus the interest.
yep,
So this number
Yep,
minus this number,
yeah.
perfect. What does that get us?
Not very much.
Nope.
215, 68 cents.
Yep. So then you're gonna take 131 minus which ends up getting you 131, 408, 408, 65.
Cool.
Kind of a bummer that he's paying $1,200 a month.
Hmm.
To only pay $200 towards his actual mortgage payment, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Do you guys understand how this happened?
yes, the way you broke it down like that, yes, just.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Kayla. I saw that you came on as we were starting this problem. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. So you came on as we were starting this one. Does this make sense? Do you want me to go over it?
No, it doesn't make sense. I came
Okay.
in at the last minute, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, not a problem. So the question, I'm gonna do a quick recap, you guys, for Kayla here. Okay, so here's the question. A homeowner owes $131,624 on his mortgage loan. The PITI payment is $1,208, of which $170 is located to the T&I. Okay. assuming his interest is 7.5%, what will the outstanding loan balance be after his next payment? So what we're trying to find out is not what his entire payment will be. We want to know what is left on the principal. Does that question make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, perfect. Does that help understand what the math is that we were doing then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If it doesn't, let me know. I want to make sure everybody understands. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Cool. All right, as I'm erasing this. Okay. A home buyer is applying for a mortgage loan. His annual gross income is $54,000. And he has a total monthly debt of $725, of which $350 is for a car payment that will be paid off in 5 months.
How much did that last, his car payment, 350?
$350 for his car payment. Yep. That will be paid off in 5 months.
5 months.
If the lender utilizes the 28%, 36% rule, what would be the maximum housing expenses this borrower could qualify per month? We're trying to find a specific. So there's 2 things we need to find out. What his monthly payment can be. But even before that, we need to figure out something else. Has to do with debt and his income. So what's the term that we're looking for?
Debt to income ratio.
Exactly, debt to income ratio. Okay, so what's the first thing that I need to know, that I need to write down out of this question?
How much he makes in a year?
Perfect. So his
said-
salary. Go ahead, Darren.
54,000.
Yep. What's next?
Can't remember the 725. What was that? That was
That's his monthly debts.
monthly debts. Okay.
Yep. So we know that total monthly is 725. 350 is his car. Okay.
Okay.
For 5, and it's gonna be paid off in 5 months.
Right.
And
So he's using the 28-36% rule. So I would just make a note of that here to remind myself what we're trying to achieve here, okay? So what's the first thing I need to do? If we're trying to figure out monthly stuff, what's the first thing I need to do?
Divide his salary
By what?
by 12.
What does that equal?
4,500.
Perfect. Okay. What about, excuse me, what about his monthly debt? What do we do with that?
Per month, we just leave it, right?
Why was it important that his car was taken out? Because we're gonna take his car payment out of there.
We are.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't important because
Well, I guess because,
It'll be paid off in 5 months.
yeah, but
He's got next to nothing left on it.
okay.
Yep.
And that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Because they might tell him, you know what? Wrap it into the cost of the home. Some lenders will do that.
Okay.
If there's enough equity in the house. Some will do something different. It all depends on the lender.
Okay.
But yep, so we're gonna take that car payment out. So what is what is the monthly debt that counts?
375.
Okay. So if we're using the 28-36% rule, because we have all this, we're going to use the 36 number, okay? You're always going to use the bigger percentage because that's going to save you. You'd rather him qualify for less and make sure he can qualify than him qualify for more and not get through underwriting.
Okay.
It's the under promise over deliver. Right? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this number and multiply it by 36%. Okay. What does that number equal?
1,620.
Perfect. I realize I'm way over here. Sorry. It's so his monthly salary. Kaylee, I'm redoing it over here for you. Multiplied by 36% equals 100. Sorry, dear. All right. So that's his monthly max debt. Okay. That's the most we can allow him to get into debt. Total. So what do we do now?
Minus his debt.
Exactly. Which gets us 120 or $1,245. Kayla, does that make sense to you?
I'm following along the best I can.
Okay, not a problem. If you have questions, just pipe up, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So because we're looking at all of his debt, and because they asked for where was it? Maximum. That's why we did 36%. Okay. If they'd asked for the minimum he could that he should qualify for, what would we would use the 28%.
Okay.
Okay. All right, which is important. So I will be honest with you guys. We don't typically do this. As an agent, I tell them to talk to their lender.
Yeah.
Because how many times do people actually know what they're paying each month?
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. I mean, like, even I'm like, oh no, like this much. And they're like, no, you're under by like $500. I'm like, oh my God, I paid that much a month. Yes, Tenley, you waste money. So, all right, we are going. Excuse me. Oh my. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Okay. Okay. Bob purchased his home 5 years ago. Okay, let's just, because we all know what they're gonna ask. What kind of questions do you think they're gonna, what do you think by just that one? What are a couple of options that they could ask?
If he purchased his home 5 years ago.
Yep, they said Bob purchased his home 5 years ago for $132,500. He paid $3,000 in closing costs and $900 in discount points the day he bought his home. Since that time, he has added on a sunroom for $18,000, installed a new roof for $40,000, or excuse me, for $4,000. That would be a really expensive roof for 40. Spent an additional $2,800 on painting the exterior of the home. He has also spent $150 to replace a burned out water heater element. He now sells the house for $210,000. Pays the broker $12,600 in commissions. What is the total amount of Bob's capital gains? How do we figure this one out?
Well, if you sold it for 210, you take out the broker's commission, right?
Yep. So sold. 210 minus. Which gets you. Okay.
And then I guess my question kind of off track maybe a little bit, but
Yeah.
some of the stuff doesn't matter, right? Like paint
Yep.
and hot water heater and roof.
Correct.
It would just, I mean, most of just so the sunroof would. Would that matter? Cost of the house.
Sorry, texting Jessica back. So it's actually the paint and the hot water elements don't count.
Okay,
The sunroom does. The sunroom does, the new roof, and where is it? The 3,000, the 18, and the 4. So the 3 is in closing costs, 18, yep, so
oh,
closing costs, sunroom, and 4,000 taken out.
the roof was 4,000.
Yep. So what we need to do is figure out how much he has put into this house,
Okay,
right? So he bought this house for what was that number? How much did he buy it for?
132,500.
132,500. What else do we need to add to that?
3,000 in closing.
What else?
The discount points don't count, right? Just because that's part of.
It's actually very important why the discount points don't go into it. It's because the discount points are deductible as a tax break in their first year.
Okay,
So the year he purchased, they're deductible.
okay.
So you can't double dip and count them multiple times. Okay. So our adjusted, what they call it, our adjusted base is 157,500. Okay. So they're calling this the adjusted base. This, they're calling this the amount realized. What do we need to do? At this point, it's pretty simple. Don't overthink it.
Oh, yeah, minus the realized versus adjusted.
Yep. What does that equal roughly?
40,000.
Yep, exactly. 39,900 is what they've got. So yeah.
Okay.
So his capital gains are roughly $40,000.
Okay.
That's how we figure it out. But it's important to know what counts and what doesn't. Material, things that change the material facts about the house. They added a sunroom. That's another room to the house.
Yep.
The roof, that's solid that's there. Paint can change. They could have painted that sucker 17 times over 5 years, right? Doesn't matter. Every time he paints, it doesn't add value.
Yeah,
You change it. You don't add value.
okay.
Okay. So it's anything that can add serious value, not cosmetic.
So then well, I guess roof was that, yeah, I guess, I think a roof is like,
Right?
you couldn't have it without, so,
Exactly.
okay.
That's that. So, and with that being said, an old roof leaks, could cause damage. A new roof is solid, protects the house. Yep. Roof is a big deal.
Okay.
The other one, the hot water element. It's not a new hot water heater. It's just a piece. It's a maintenance piece. That's the other part to look at. Is it basic maintenance? Is a new roof basic maintenance that happens once or twice every so often? No. In theory, no. If a person is lucky and times the buying of the house right, they may never have to replace a roof. Okay. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If not, just pipe up. Let me know. All right. I'm trying to find a good one. I'm gonna look here at the answer. Look for a complicated one. Okay. This will be fun. Okay. An appraiser has been asked to appraise a house containing 1,850 square feet, 1.5 baths, and a deck. Comparable one has 1,775 square feet, 2 baths, and a deck, and sold 2 months ago for $170,000 or $175,000, excuse me. Comparable two has 1,900 square feet, 1 bath, no deck, sold 3 months ago for $180,000, $100,000. So, gosh, sorry. Comparable three contains 1,800 square feet, 2.5 baths, a deck, and sold 4 months ago for $178,000. Assuming construction costs to be $80 per square foot, a half bath to be $1,500, a full bath to be $2,500, a deck to be $1,200, and appreciation rate to be 6% per year, what would the range of the value for the subject property? Round the final answer to the nearest 100. Okay, this is more real life,
Yeah,
which is why I picked it.
okay.
Okay, you want to take a shot at it?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
At this point, like the comparables don't really matter, right? If we know.
The comparables do matter quite a bit.
It was 1,500 for a half bath.
I'm reading. Yes, 1,500 for half bath.
And what was the question? We're trying to figure out the price of
The range
the range.
that the subject property lands in. I have an easy but detailed trick for you.
Okay,
So let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, sounds good. Once I lay it out, you're gonna be like, oh, that really. Okay, here's your subject property. We're literally just gonna make a chart. House A, B, and C. Okay, this one, we're just gonna do the subject property first. As 100 feet squared. 1.5 baths, a deck. Property A has 175, 2 baths, a deck, and sold 2 months ago. This one was at 175,000. B here was at 180,000. We're at 1,900. 1 bath. No deck. And this one was 3 months ago. C, we're at 178,000. 180. 2.5 bath. This one does have a deck. And this one sold 4 months ago. Okay. So we need to figure out what we need to add to each of the individual pieces, okay? So this one has a half bath more. Okay. We need to add and subtract based on what they have or don't have compared to our subject property.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this number, and if our property has something that that property doesn't, we're gonna add the price to it. If our property doesn't have it, we're gonna subtract the price.
Okay.
So we're taking this 175,000
Mhm.
as our base price for our property.
Okay.
So we have extra square footage, right? How much extra square feet do we have? Holy damn.
75,
Okay. And what was
$80,
$80 per square foot? Okay,
6,000.
perfect. So on this, I'm gonna write it down here so we can understand. Plus 6,000. This one has an extra half bath. So how much is a half bath worth?
1,500.
Okay. And how much is a full bath?
2.
2,500.
Oh, 2,000. No.
That's okay. So what's the difference between a full bath and a half bath?
1,000.
Okay, so what do we do?
Minus 1,000.
Perfect. What about the deck? Do we minus?
No.
They both have one,
Same.
so it's a wash. Okay. Now, here's the tricky part. Inflation, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, or excuse me, appreciation, 6% per year. what do we need to do to figure out per month?
Divided by 12.
Yep, so what does that put us per month?
Half a percent.
Mm-hmm. And what is that 0.5%? It's, they're actually doing it roughly. Yeah, so 0.5%, yep. So that one sold 2 months ago. So how many 0.5% do we have?
Oh, yeah, so 1%.
1% total. So what would 1% be, right? So what does the indicated number? So what all of this indicates, what is that number? Can you, you can look, I know you know how to do math.
So I forgot, did part of it.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I was, okay.
So then it tells us to round up to the nearest what, 100, right? At the very end of the problem, it says round up to the nearest 100.
Okay,
So what does our rounded figure turn to?
181, 2. Or 8.
I was like, I'm gonna guess he knows, but also we're gonna walk through this. Okay, let's do number 2. Or B. Do you want to walk me through it? And I'll just keep
Sure.
track?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the square footage difference? From our subject to B.
So it has 50 more square feet.
Yep,
81 square foot, so 4,000.
perfect. Okay, what about baths? That one only has one bath, right?
So 1,500
What am I doing with 1,500?
minus. Or
We have another half.
yeah,
bath.
add it. Sorry.
Yep, perfect. Because it's in our favor.
Then
What about the deck? This one doesn't have one,
minus the 1,200.
but we do. We have something better than this. So does
Oh.
that add value?
Add it, yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll tell you, seasoned agents always go like minus that. Wait, no. And then 3 months. So we already figured out what the percentage is for.
So 1.5%.
What number do we take 1.5% of?
From the 180,000.
Perfect. What's
So
that number?
2,700.
Perfect. Was there anything that we needed to subtract on this one? On our end?
Just the square footage.
Yep, I just wrote it down, yes. So what does that end up as our indicated value?
Yeah, 181.4.
Yep, rounded to the nearest 100 is,
400.
yep, perfect.
Trick question.
Exactly, and they are going to try and trick you. Okay, do you want to do C and just tell me what the ending is?
Sure.
Tell me what the indicated value is
Up C.
of C, yep. You're doing great. Sorry.
183,100.
Is that the indicated or rounded?
Rounded.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, that's, I mean, ultimately, that's what we need.
Okay.
So our indicated. You said 183, 1?
Yeah.
All right, I literally looked at it as I was walking over. Okay, so it asked for the range. What's our range?
Oh, value,
Mm-hmm.
181,000.
So what they're gonna ask for is,
181 to 183.
that's the answer, right there. You literally take the lowest number and the highest number.
Okay.
So if somebody asks me, hey, can you sell my house or subject? I'm gonna go, yep, absolutely. Based on our comps, your house should be in between the 181 and the 183 number. It's better than this number, but it's not as good as this one. And then what you actually also do is then take in consideration of conditional, because if this house is totally turnkey, gorgeous, stainless steel appliances, and this one looks like shit. Okay, well, now we're looking at something different.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The other thing I'll tell you I do is I will actually take a different color. So I'll write all of this stuff out, then I'll take another color and be like, okay, so this is plus 6,000. And then minus 1,000, that's a wash, plus 170. Okay, and then I'll just keep going like that. That way I know I've accounted for everything.
Okay.
That way, if let's say I don't account for this, it's minus 4,000 because we get busy, whatever. It's a wash. This ends up being 27. Okay. Hold on. So I'm missing something here. This number isn't going to be correct because I didn't take into account that we have a better bathroom situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a trick. There we go. Does that one make sense to you?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. You look a little jazzed,
No, I'm just like, it's blown away how easy it was.
right?
All right there. At first, yeah.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, uh-oh. What?
Yeah. When in doubt, just start whenever they have a crazy question, start writing out the information. Right. And I noticed you were doing that as I was reading it.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Write out the information. And because I'm reading it to you, I would read it, then go through, write it, and ask what are they trying to find out?
Yeah.
Because if you wrote down all that information, you did it on the other one of the other ones, like, well, we don't need to take the painting into account.
Yeah.
Okay, so cross that off so you don't get confused. Literally like scribble it, done. What about the bathroom or whatever? Done. You just aren't confusing yourself. What other questions do you have? Otherwise, it's 7:30. I'm happy to answer other questions.
Oh, I don't have any other questions. I think just for me getting on here and like just being asked stuff and put on the spot.
Uh-huh. Kayla, I'm gonna get going. You have a great night. We'll chat with you soon, okay?
Right, have a good night.